Okay, create another combat. Go again, and there it is. Oh, dude, I love this deck so much when it goes off. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we're playing some Helms and Hammers, or whatever else I decide to name this by the time the video comes out. But Combat Celebrant came out with Cat Remastered. We also have Helm of the Host, and that is an infinite combat loop that is just awesome. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, you create a token that's a copy of a equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary if it's a creature. Anyway, the token gains haste is the biggest thing. So Combat Celebrant says, if it hasn't been exerted this turn, you may exert it when it attacks. If you do, untap all other creatures you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So we get to basically attack him with this. Because it's exerted, it won't untap itself based off exerted. So this is one of those things where like it worked out to where you would get one extra combat phase. But we have an additional combat step, which will trigger Helm of the Host again and create another copy, which then we can attack in and exert it. And so we just keep having this infinite loop, and eventually you'll untap the ones that weren't supposed to untap, I think, on that turn. And you can just kind of keep attacking in with them. It won't untap during your next untap step, is how it works. And so I think that it counts as the next one, and so then once you untap again and again, it'll be a second time, and so then it will untap. Anyway, I think that's how it works. I haven't gone too deep into it. Either way, we're going to be creating infinite tokens, and we get to swing in for damage at some point and kind of kill them, and that's a cool thing to do. So the cool thing about this is that Combat Celebrant is a warrior, and Resolute Strike came out with Zendikar Rising, which says that warriors can have an equipment immediately attached to it, and that is one of the biggest issues with Helm of the Host, is that it's 4 mana to get out, but then you also have 5 mana to equip. But if you can equip it for 1 mana instead at instant speed, all of a sudden you can have this equip onto the Combat Celebrant, and then start going off with the trigger. So basically the idea is get out Helm of the Host on turn 4. On turn 5, Combat Celebrant, Resolute Strike, you have God's Willing in hand or Shelter if we wait to another turn, to then give it protection so that we can make sure that it goes off and does cool things. And that is what we want to do. So that is the combo. Well, we also have built another deck recently with Resolute Strike with Hammer Time. And I was debating on if I wanted to go like into blue. I could have like a little bit of control to make sure I protected this combo a little bit more. We could have like Pact of Negation in the deck. Things like that. Like honestly, if we had Pact of Negation deck, it still wouldn't be bad even in this deck, because the whole idea of it is to protect the combo. But I decided that we can still do what we want to do in a deck that was kind of packaged around Resolute Strike and synergies anyway. That's kind of what I like. So Nahiri digs for both a warrior and or an equipment. So we have a 4 mana that digs 6 deep, a couple times just to go digging for our pieces that we need for the combo. Sweet. Nahiri works really well. We also just have Resolute Strike, which works really well with Colossus Hammer. We can turn something into a 10/10. I mean, putting that onto a Combat Celebrant isn't that bad either. Just being able to actually protect it as it swings in. One of the biggest issues with Combat Celebrant is you swing in and it's almost guaranteed to die. But if you can just get extra combat steps every single time, it's not too shabby. And the biggest thing here is Fireblade Charger and Champion of Flame with Hammer onto them are just busted. They just do big, awesome things. And you can do it really quick. So we can have a Fireblade Charger swinging in as an 11/11 on turn 2, and then if it ever dies, we get to do 11 points of damage to anyone, which will be their face. There are ways to bounce it, there are ways to exile it, everything like that. But it's something that not a lot of people have in early game, so most likely it's going to get in for a couple of hits, or at least they're going to have to start chump blocking, and it's just a really fun deck. So this is what we're trying to do, is basically have both. We're trying to have the cake and eat it too, where we're trying to have both pieces of combo here. So we're trying to have Resolute Strike, Colossus Hammer, as well as Helm of the Host and Combat Celebrant. And I think that this deck can do it. We don't have a ton of creatures in the deck. We only have 13. We have Combat Celebrant, Champion of Flame, Fireblade Charger, and 1 Danitha in here for some life gain, which is nice. Also making auras cost a little bit less, so if we are stuck on 3 mana, we can still get the combo off, on turn 3. Just something else that we have in there. I'm not sure if it will really help a ton. The other thing, too, is that if we do have 4 mana, we can play out the Helm of the Host and then still potentially Resolute Strike onto the Combat Celebrant once, if we've missed a land drop somewhere. So Danitha helps out a little bit just for the aura and stuff. In fact, I may go drop 1 Nahiri and go up 1 Danitha at some point here. I'm still trying to figure it out. The nice thing about the Nahiri is that we can also just tick up +1 and also equip a Helm of the Host onto the token. And also we can create 2 bodies for 1 mana. And then we can just kind of keep creating more and more bodies every single turn, and we get to go wide really quickly, which not so much for winning, but just for protection, for lethal, for the ability to kind of protect the board. Nahiri also is like one of our few removal spells in this deck because we're kind of all in on these aggro combos. So we can -2 to deal potentially 2 points of damage. That's like all the stuff that we can really do here. So we're kind of all in on hoping that we can dig with Cathartic Reunion and Nahiri to find our 3-piece combo, which is not that difficult to have a 3-piece combo, happen, especially when you have a few ways to dig for it. And we could have other stuff, and then hopefully if that doesn't work out, the other piece of the combos will. So that's the idea of this deck. I'm hoping that this one will work out. I may make changes along the way here. I'm not going to switch it up to the other version of just like playing a control-y. Like you could add blue to this deck. You could add a lot of stuff to try to make it a lot more control-y, so that you make sure you get the combo off. And I think that there's a lot of stuff to be said for doing that. Like you might even want to go into like green to ramp up to it so you can do it a little bit quicker or whatever. Like there's a lot of ways that you can go into this combo. I'm okay doing it the way that I'm doing it, where I think that we can have a little bit of synergies both ways. I usually like playing these more aggro-y type of decks, you guys know. And so just so you guys know, if you want to try it out that way, go for it. I may build another version in the future that has something like that. We're going to try this one first. So let's go ahead and get in the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, we have Cathartic Reunion to hopefully dig for our combo pieces here. So keep this. Fireblade Charger on turn 1 isn't bad. Combat Celebrant in hand as well, so we can go dig for... all we need is 2 more pieces. I probably will end up discarding the Nahiri, which is a little bit awkward. I don't really know... There's Colossus Hammer. Alright. Clifftop Retreat. Attack in. Do we discard a land? That just feels off. Like this is the biggest thing with Cathartic Reunion is now we have to completely go off of trying to hit a different side of the combo just to make this work. I mean, we could drop land because we should draw another land, right? So I guess Nahiri in land. Well, we drew another land. None of the pieces we needed, but we drew another land. Sweet. Oh, let's see how this deck does. God's Willing. Not the spell we were hoping for, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and attack in. I could get out the Combat Celebrant this turn. I could protect it with God's Willing the next turn, though. Let's go Danitha, play out Colossus Hammer for free. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, this is not a warrior, so we can't actually equip this onto her very easily. But the Helm of the Host going on to Danitha is pretty nice. Just having First Strike, Vigilant Life linking tokens to keep generating are really kind of nice. Alright, Resolute Strike. Yeah, that's not it either. Oh, we get to hold up God's Willing, so let's do that. Attack in. Fortunately, this doesn't have haste. Down to 18. Combat Celebrant. Pass the turn. Felidar Retreat. Okay. Is that a land? Okay. Cracks it. Yeah, creates another 2/2. Now Danitha cannot do it. So they should have waited until their turn, just in case I might have messed up there. Okay, pass to my turn. Resolute Strike. So we have lethal. We have to give something protection from white, and then we just swing with Combat Celebrant and swing in, right? So we have to Resolute Strike first, so let's go onto Danitha. Or actually, wait, no, onto Fleetblade Charger, because it's actually a warrior. Put the Colossus Hammer. God's Willing. Protection from white. Okay, attack and exert. Attack, attack. Untaps, and there's another combat phase afterwards. They cannot block the Fireblade Charger. Swinging it with everything because it doesn't really matter at this point, but sure, why not? Down to 3. Attack in again. All attack. And there we go. Alright, that is the other side of this deck that we can go for. Having just an additional combat step with Combat Celebrant can do some pretty fun stuff. So, sweet. I'll take it. Alright, against Tawi. And we have 2 of our combo pieces. We're going to keep this. Hope and pray that it's good enough. Need leverage pathway. Fireblade Charger, pass the turn. There's a Danitha. Alright, we're probably just going to discard that. I have the hardest time discarding these extra lands to make this work, but that's what you do, right? You got to go for the combo piece. Oh, it feels awful dropping a land. But we get to draw 3 cards. We should hit lands along the way. So that's fine. Not the pieces we're wanting. That's for sure. Alright, Llanowar Elves. Okay, Clifftop Retreat. Attack in. Champion of Flame, pass the turn. Again, we want to get out Helm of the Host first, and then Combat Celebrant, just for a little bit of protection. I'm not seeing any black, so I'm not worried as much about discard. Which would be the only reason I would just like, alright, either removal or discard what you got, and we'll start playing out the stuff that we've got. Marauding Raptor. Dude, I've been wanting to play dinosaurs as well. Bone Crushy. Alright, this is just Gruul aggro, though. Shelter is actually really nice. Helm of the Host. Pass the turn. I could kill the Llanowar Elves here, but they've already got a lot of ramp. It might have been worthwhile. The other thing, too, is playing this out on turn 3. I could just hit a land, and I might have missed out on the ability here. But Bone Crusher would have killed the Celebrant as well. So if I hit a land, I can play it out, hold up the Shelter. Or I could just play out the land. Yeah, let's go ahead and block. Kill the Bone Crusher. Alright, untapped land would be really nice here. There she blows. Combat Celebrant. Pass the turn. Do you have the Stompy Stompy? I'd actually rather they wait until our turn. Is it Fling? Okay. Protection from red. Alright. Do you have another piece of removal? Or do we win the game? It all comes down to this. Down to 17. God's Willing would be really nice right now. And we get it! We get it! Alright, so exert. Exert. Actually, wait. Undeclare. We need that alive for this to work. Alright, hit for 4. Create another token. Attack, exert. So I am interested to see... Okay, so it does untap now. Alright, so now we exert and exert. Can you only exert 1 time per turn? And there we go. Yeah, good to see that deck actually go off. Yeah, I love that combo. That combo is so fun. And yeah, love it. Alright, up against Kick Creek. Bring it on. Let's do this madness. I like these card backs, by the way. Pretty fun stuff. These ones are also very sweet. I wish they were doing something, though. Man, this is so many creatures into a deck. I mean, if they're not playing anything, Combat Celebrant might be able to kind of go aggro enough here. Sorry, I've been burping like crazy in this video. I'm sorry about it. All we have to do, though, is find Resolute Strike and Hammer Time off the top, and we're like in golden shape. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I never know with this deck if it's good or bad. To let you guys know, though, I'm hesitant to keep this hand. I'm not so sure it's great. Not a Resolute Strike, not a Hammer. That's a bummer. Wily Agamolin. Yeah, we have a bunch of 1/1s. They're not going to be very good here. Danitha will be okay. So now we're hoping to find, I guess, Nahiri. Well, we're trying to put in a combo pieces. Resolute Strike, Helm of the Host. We have all the lands to do what we need to do. Wily Goblin. There's a hammer. Alright, Danitha, play the hammer out. Hammer on the Champion of Flame is still potentially lethal. Do they get Muxus on this turn? That's the question. Of course they do. Muxus. Come now, Muxus. Yes. Great and glorious to behold. And I will cry. Alright, that actually wasn't too great of hits. I'm fine with that. That was a very not good Muxus. That's also a very bad draw. Alright, go Combat Celebrant. And pass the turn. I mean, one Resolute Strike is pretty sweet here. With equipped a Champion of Flame with a Trample, we can go in for double combats and actually do quite a bit of work. That's a chieftain. Alright, swing all in. We will chomp with 1. Oh my gosh. That's bad. Alright, are we just dead? Not quite. It's pretty close though. They might make the mistake of swinging all in though. We'll see. They probably won't swing in with the chieftain. That's my guess. And Prospector. Volley Veteran. Kills Danitha. They actually lose a ton of damage by doing that. That was really a dumb idea. Like, they just lost like 10 points of damage. So now we can block and be totally fine. So yeah, we just jump. Down to 10. I don't think we'll have lethal if we do find the Resolute Strike. You know what? Maybe with Castle Embereth we do. Not with that. Alright, that's game. Yeah, that's just terrible drawing. And that's going to happen sometimes. Up against Dr. Tom, we have a white source with the Shelter. Champion and Hammer. If we find Resolute Strike, it's amazing. Nahiri can go digging for other pieces, so like, I guess we keep this. That's one of the biggest issues with this deck, is that every hand looks as good and as terrible as anything, because one card off the top could literally win us the game almost at any moment, or come really close to winning us the game. So we keep just about everything, and it feels off. It really does. I guess now we don't play the Shelter. Actually, I want to get to Nahiri on turn 4, and this just guarantees it. Having the protection available to us might have been nice. Actually, yeah, probably we should have waited. That is so many Nahiris. I don't want that. Go Champion of Flame, pass the turn. We don't have like the Skyclave Maul or anything like that that would have been nice to have. Like maybe we put that in instead of Danitha or whatever. Because having some evasion might be nice in this deck. And that can just end up winning the game just through Champion Flame becoming a 5/5 for us. Play the hammer, pass the turn. Showing all of our stuff. Stinking Nahiri. We're going to put all like 3 Resolute Strikes to the bottom with our -2. Just watch. Or we're going to draw perfectly. We're going to get the Resolute Strike off the top. We're going to -2 and hit Combat Celebrant or something. And life will be great. Shimmer Possibility. Another hammer. Alright, let's go to combat. You know what? I might wait with the Nahiri and just create an 11-11 real quick. Because we can. And that's somewhat hard to deal with. You know, it's not the worst. I was also debating and throwing Crash through as a way to dig through cards as well, just because we can do this kind of stuff with the Warriors. And by the way, being able to equip Helm the Host, I guess Helm the Host doesn't actually create an 11 then, right? It's going to be fun. Seagate Stormcaller as a chump blocker. Neoform. Alright, so this is the infinite loop. So yeah, so they have Neoform, they go like crazy. They also have, I think, a Cruel Celebrant in the deck, which they find a way to dig through to get a creature, a wall that gives everything haste. It's for 3 mana. So Neoform just copies over and over again. It gets a bunch of 3-drop creatures. One of them is a wall. One of them is a combat celebrant, which will give them double combat steps. And they have enough 3/3s basically that it just kind of goes off and wins. So really, really cool card here. That they're digging through. They're finding Glasspool Mimics and what's the other card? Mirror, whatever they're called. So yeah, this is sweet. I was actually debating on playing this deck instead of the one I'm playing right now. So showcase it a little bit here. This one probably will be coming in soon because it's just really cool. I was interested to see how it played out. So yeah, these guys, Seagate Stormcaller. All you need is 4 mana. Seagate Stormcaller, Neoform. Cast Seagate Stormcaller, cast Neoform. Dig for the Dual Caster Mage. Copy, copy, copy until you have the full thing. I'm basically just letting us see it out here. You can create so many 3/3s that unless you have an instant speed board wipe, you're done for. And then 1 Rebel Fort. The last one hits. Oh, you should be Cruel Celebrant. You have the instant speed. I mean, we're dead anyway, but having 2 combat phases is also really fun. So, good game. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, man. That's cool. Up against Dark Sora. And tapped lands, but we have Resolute Strike and Flame Charger. Man, those are the worst lands possible. I'm going to go ahead and keep this, though. We have a lot of pieces that we want here. Cathartic Reunion to get rid of things that are terrible later on as well. If you find the hammer, then we just have not turn 2 win, but potentially turn 3 win. Alright, Fireblade Charger. Sacred Foundry tapped, pass the turn. Alright, this is probably Tempered Steel with Ugin. So yeah, luckily we're a combo deck, and so we should just be able to pull it off. Cathartic Reunion, discard here and here. Well, we got some of the pieces past the turn. Untap land, please. Untap land. And then we might just win. We might have the turn 5 kill. Maybe we should also be throwing Mind Stone into this deck as a way to ramp up a little bit. I hadn't thought of that as an option.
Oh, say hello to my little friend.
Alright, so yeah. Equipment can't be activated, but Resolute Strike gets around the Karn's ability. So this is fine. And that is an untapped land. So we should be able to have it as long as they don't have removal. Sure, wherever. Doesn't actually matter. Pass the turn. Alright, we don't have protection. Blast Zone is annoying. Actually, it's not that bad. Settle the Wreckage is what would be bad. Actually, we can play around Settle the Wreckage as well with this deck, so that's fine. Card from outside the deck. I don't know what they do to deal with us in the Tempered Steel Ugin deck. Mystic Forge. Alright, just going for value. Let's play things off the top of the library. And we go for the win. And we got another one as well. Sweet. Alright, so Combat Celebrant. Alright, don't stop on me now. Okay, on you. Helm of the Host. Next. Okay, Exert. At base. I should be attacking the Fireblade Charger as well, just to speed it up a little bit. Okay, create another combat. Go again, and there it is. Oh, dude, I love this deck so much when it goes off. Oh, it's so good. And we get to untap with this one, so we get lethal on this turn. Alright, Exert. And that's the game. Dude, oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Man, that's glorious. Alright, up against Ronaldo Duck. And this head looks terrible in some ways, and in other ways it is exactly what I'm hoping for. Hammer off the top is beautiful. We get, 2 draws to try to find it by the time that we need it. So obviously we're gonna hit it. Obviously, right now it's just gonna happen. Opt. I didn't have to shock myself, but I want to get a clipped up retreat, I guess. I like having these kind of held up for like the colors I actually need them for. Attack in. Cliff top retreat, pass the turn. No hammer. It's the worst. Yeah, this is probably our hardest matchup. Like a mono blue tempo deck is bad. Spells deck also not great. Go wide deck. Actually, we might have a better chance against that if they're just going to be drawing lots of cards. That might mean they have less interaction. More card draw. Okay, pass to my turn. Another Fireblade Charger. Play out the other one. Doesn't really matter here. Play this out on red. Pass the turn. Nahiri on the next turn we can start digging. We probably have like 4 turns before we're dead, is my guess. Especially when we can't actually interact with any of this. And so much card draw. Okay, they don't have another alliance. That's nice, at least. Down to 13. Okay, pass to my turn. Hiri. Let's go ahead and attack in. Embercleave might also have been nice to play in here. Don't get countered. Just don't do it. Why would you do that? Rude. Yeah, okay. I think that's Gabe. Royal Scions, yeah.
Our bond was forged in battle.
And many wounds.
There is no virtue without bravery.
5. Trying to think if there's anything that can work here. Nope. No, there's not. Alright, we're dead. And that's how that goes sometimes. Alright, we have 2 of the combo pieces again in hand. So we're going to keep it. That's what we do. We keep keeping and hoping. And one day our keeping and hoping will pay off. Just you wait and see. Just you wait. Alexander Hamilton. Okay, play the Charger, pass the turn. Gilded UC. That's a Combat Celebrant. See if we can get in for the damage. Oh, Got him. Got him. That's the turn. I'm really not sure which one's better to put it onto. The Champion of Flame, so if we have the Resolute Strike, having the Trample creature, I guess is the best, especially once they have a blocker. But being able to have the guy that just flings in damage is also pretty nice. If we don't find it, then we'll probably just play out the Combat Celebrant and just hope and pray that they don't find a Mayhem Devil and kill our entire ward. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Whoa, Strider. I don't think we're going to exert this anytime soon anyway. We could, yeah, no. So just Flare Blade Charger. Colossus Hammer. Swing in with the Charger. If they block with Woe Strider, then we get to kill the Woe Strider. If they block with the Goat, they'll sack it and scry, and we at least get another blocker off the board. Or they take it to the face, down to 60. They knew we'd attack in here if we had the Resolute Strike. Priest of Forgotten Gods. That's actually kind of okay with that. So we sacrifice one creature. It'd be nice to be able to sacrifice two, actually. You don't hear people say that often, huh? Oh, this is interesting. Alright, Clifftop Retreat. Combat, swing in with everything. So we have potentially lethal here. This is instant speed, so we're fine. Alright, so this is actually better. I'd rather put it onto a Fireblade Charger at this point. Because now, if Priest of Forgotten Gods ever goes off, we just win. So Fireblade Charger. Okay, put it on there. And I mean, that's game already. They have to sacrifice now, which then we just sacrifice this anyway. Yeah, so like, oh, that was sweet. That was beautiful. Oh, man. Great time for Resolute Strike to pop up. I dig. Up against Brian Raven and Cathartic Reunion. I guess we'll keep. Double Cathartic Reunion. Alright, Fireblade Charger, pass the turn. Thought Erasure. Takes Helm of the Hosts, or one of the Cathartic Reunions, maybe. Yeah. It's obviously a combo piece. And we got another one. We can't play anything this turn anyway, right? So, let's just swing in. Clifftop Retreat. Play another one. Let's drop... I guess it's the other Cathartic Reunion. And... Flames? Yeah. Alright, Resolute Strike off the top. Thought Erasure. We have redundancy in the Colossus Hammer, so that's nice. They could have a way to kill this, but then we also have redundancy in having this be hasty. So they just have to choose whatever one. Alright, and the Thoughtseize. Of course. You know, just have it all, why don't you? Oh, alright, well, we didn't find it. Attack in. Alright. 3 discard spells. Their hand has to have more than just discard, right? It's obviously a discard deck, but they're probably going to have removal as well. The question is this safer in our hand or on the battlefield? It does more on the battlefield, so I guess we play it. Pass the turn. Ah, alright. That was very annoying, by the way. Swing in. Put this on, I guess, a white source. Why not? Helm of the Host. Pass the turn. I mean, if we get one creature and we get to put Helm of the Host onto it, and we get to start creating tokens, we can find ways to get kind of past this. All right. -3, destroy a creature. Yes. Oh, you fool. You lost your Nicobolas. Danitha. Fireblade Charger. Pass the turn. Land off the top. Start copying Danithas. That will be great. Photo scoops it up. Dude. Oh, man. we didn't have any guaranteed win, but they forgot about the Fireblade Charger killing the Nicol Bolas, and that is all it takes sometimes. It's just people making really dumb mistakes, and I'll take it. All right, so the deck ended with a 62% win rate, 5 wins, 3 losses, and the deck was super fun. I did change up the order a little bit for you guys just for extra fun and entertainment or whatever. But I always put in, I think, like every video, every game that I play, just so you guys know. And so overall, this deck is really fun. It was a blast to play. It was semi-inconsistent. I'm not sure if I like the Cathartic Reunion in here, over just like having more card draw or like some ways to go digging for it. And I'm not sure exactly what to play in that spot. So let me know in the comments below what I'm missing. A way to make this more consistent. I did like God's Willing. I did like the Shelter. Both actually help us win a game at times. Cathartic Reunion did let us go digging through stuff, but I also felt like I was discarding so much to be able to draw those 3 cards that it was feeling a little bit off. It's fun though. Helm of the Host, Combat Celebrant, Resolute Strike. We got the combo off, I think, 2 times. Colossus Hammer onto something happened 2 or 3 times as well. Nahiri just creating an 11/11 was pretty fun as well. That's probably the most underwhelming card of the deck, though, was Nahiri. I think I can see this coming to a 2 of, and then maybe finding something else to like dig for pieces a little bit better. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think the pieces that I need in this to make it a little bit more consistent. I think it's fun though. And so if you guys like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.